Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make is cookies. And these cookies are actually a chocolate chip recipe, but instead of using the milk chocolate, we're actually going to be using red morsels. And then we're going to drizzle actually a crispy rice chocolate over them. So let's get started. In a large bowl, or you can use your stand-up mixer, of course, which would be a lot faster, but I like to do the hand mixer so that you can actually see me putting this recipe together. So what we're going to do is, let's start off with the flour, and we're going to have 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour in a separate bowl. We're also going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda to the flour. You're also going to need 1 teaspoon of salt, and I like to put that all in the same bowl, and then just go ahead and mix it lightly with your spoon all together. And then we're going to set that aside for the moment. Now, in a large bowl, we're going to place 1 cup, meaning 2 sticks of butter that's been at room temperature. And I like to cut them into small squares because I think it's so much easier to break and blend and cream the butter. So that's what I'm going to do on high, is just to break up that butter. Now what I'm going to put in is 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, and combine that with the butter. This recipe shouldn't take you too long to put together. We're also going to be adding 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Now cream that and mix that all together. We're going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to put in 2 eggs, and I'm going to put 1 in at a time, and I've had them at room temperature. And then again at high speed, we'll just combine everything together. You want to make sure to get to the bottom of that bowl and work both sides. Show you what we have so far. Nice creamy mixture. And now we're going to start slowly adding our dry to, of course, our wet ingredients to form our cookie dough. And I'm going to try to start off with slow speed so I won't shower the kitchen and me with flour. So I'll just start beating that in slowly, a little at a time. And then of course the more you put the flour in, the dough is going to become thicker and more dense. So you're going to need that high speed if you're using your hand mixer, as I am. Together quite nicely. Okay. And let's get rid of that for the moment. And I'll clean up my bowl and get all those ingredients mixed the way they should be. And the last thing that I'm going to do is put in 1 2/3 cup of the red morsels. And then I'm just going to fold them in with my spatula, because I find sometimes when you beat them in, the beater breaks them up, but you certainly can mix it on low. And I'll just make sure that all the morsels are combined and we want them to be evenly distributed. And that looks pretty good. All right, the next thing is, of course, you're going to need a cookie tray to bake them on. And I have one here. And you don't have to grease your pan or anything like that. And I'm using a medium-sized cookie scoop. This is about 2 inches. I want these cookies to come out quite large. Again, if you want to use teaspoons to make a smaller cookie, or a couple tablespoons if you don't have a scoop. And then I'm just going to take 1 level scoop, and I'm going to put about 6 on this tray so I don't overcrowd them, because this cookie does spread out when it's baked, and it does become with a flat top. So you do want to make sure that they have some room to do that. Now you're going to bake these cookies at 350 degrees in your oven, and they're going to probably take you anywhere from 11 to 13 minutes or so. So start checking them, you know, around 10 minutes or so, because as we all know, all ovens do set up differently. So put those in your oven. Now, once you bake those up, and I have some to show you. They're going to come out and look like this. Now, what else I like to do with these cookies, I go ahead and I melt in my microwave about 6 ounces of milk chocolate that has the crispy rice in it. And then I put about a tablespoon of solid shortening and then mix it. And then I like to put it in my warmer for the cookies. I'm going to grab a cookie real quick here. And then show you to drizzle the chocolate over it. And then I like to just let it run down the cookie. And then you can start to see that crispy rice in that cookie. And then, of course, put these on a cooling tray till they set up, or you can put them in the refrigerator. Also, I almost forgot that when the cookies do come off your cookie tray, your baking sheet, leave them on a cooling rack for at least 2 minutes before you start applying your chocolate so they don't break up. So there we have it. We've got chocolate chip cookies, but not with your traditional milk chocolate morsels. We have red morsels put in, and then we just drizzled it with this nice crispy milk chocolate bars. And when you break them open, they are just delicious. You have a slight chewy center, but you've got a nice crisp cookie on the outside and a beautiful golden brown on the back. So I hope you like this recipe. If you do, leave a comment. I'd like to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.